Jewan had been always thoughtful and she talked about practical matter, but this time her luck didn't support her as you learned how to fight back. If it were in the past, you would definitely be soft hearted or acted as if you don't care, but now you will fight even you show them till they go bankrupt. You will do it in any cost. After all, you have money and power now. The person who was self-blind and be all innocent like I don't need it anyway. What will I do with this money? Do I love this money? And all I want is money. This time your wand didn't dare to do to you as you had bodyguards behind you. Looking like a little lady boss, you should thank your husband. Jungkook sat on the edge of bed and shook his glass gracefully. Come here. He sat with his deep voice, and you crawl and sat between his legs as he started to dry your hair. Indeed, marrying him was the best decision ever you made. He's handsome, rich, and powerful. Moreover, he will spoil you and he would do anything for you as long as you are obedient. You had seen him countless times in magazines and news. You find him cool at that time, but never thought that one day you could marry this guy who was hard to come across by, was now with you. Now you are in utopia. You turn to him, but today's matter, Kang Song Yeon, I won't sympathize him. How dare he offended President John? Jungkook's mouth rose up with a sense of aloofness that despised everything and he didn't take it seriously. This time it's just a warning. If there is next time, he won't just be leave as sympathetic. As a powerful businessman in Asian, well-known man, he is honestly ruthless. He looked at you. There is slight smile on your lips. Narrow waist with a belt tied to it. It was perfect inverted triangle shape, but just a glimpse and you are blushing. Your throat was dry. Jungkook bent down and pinched your chin to make you concentrated. The stock market of Kim family continued to fall. Kim Group will go bankrupt any time. His fingers gently slide over your face and lifted your face so close. You whispered, the baby face, but his whole husband material. What are you talking about? Giving birth to a baby? He smiled, and you resisted the urge to roll your eyes. The negative news was surging with the exposure of the person who leaked the formula of Kim Ye-won's cosmetics. They're trying hard to stop you, but the Kim Group's market value started to fall day by day. It was verge of destruction, and Lee Group seems that they wanted to withdraw their hands from Kim Group because this matter was obviously Kim family's fault. In the hospital, Mr. Kim has been stressed and his hair was turning white as well. Wind evaluation had fallen to the bottom as if he was hit by a great blow. He looks like he had lost his words. Yvonne's eyes are red as if she had cried, and he sank to the side and seemed to be waiting for Mrs. Kim to scene when he announced, that's all I can say. He leaned against the window of the ward and smoked. I'm still the in charge of Lee Corporation. I had help enough, but it's not appropriate for you to put each blame to mine because this matter can be investigated. You did it without my permission. When he heard about the idea of a wand, he thought that will work and you will come to him, but it had turned around. He would help Kim family not just because they were business partners, but it was also beneficial for him. But Yvonne had messed up. The one they were going against was not just wine, but John Jungkook. When Lee family will come forward, his son can do nothing but support John Jungkook. After all, they are cousins, even though they have hostile to each other. John Jungkook being ruthless, and his son had lost his favorite aunt cause of Joan family, so they were not close anymore the way they used to be. Mr. Lee, you are now Omji's fiance, and Kim Group has joined the Lee Corporation. Can't you show some mercy on us? Mrs. Kim still holds a little bit hope. I don't care which one of you came with this idea, but we're not just facing wine. As long as John Chonku came forward, the corporation will not go against Hybe Enterprise. The current situation is the price you should pay. Yvonne clenched his fists. Mrs. Kim's eyes trembles. Who they had underestimated. His son had given enough face to Kim family, to put it bluntly. He did all these things to get back to the girl he loved, but he still couldn't bear to see you being bullied. After all, you were the girl he had always loved deeply in his heart. You were the girl he had promised to marry. Hey, son, if you didn't help us, Kim Group will be finished sooner or later. Want it? He sang, looked at his fiancée for a while. Her condition right now made people feel sorry for her, but he had done enough. Umji, when you do something, you must be prepared to pay the price. This was not we discussed. She immediately shook his hand. Hey, son, can you please do a favor once more for me? There was a flash of helplessness in his eyes. Well, I have already said, and I think your father know how to solve this matter. As long as Kim family is willing to lower its head. He looked at the watch on his wrist. There was a clear meaning in his words. If Kim family are still stubborn, there is no way to intervene. After all, he didn't want to help Kim Group for the sake of his friendship. He was just distancing from his girl. Mr. and Mrs. Kim was arguing. Yvonne's eyes are scarlet and his song left the scene. In the family business, he has nothing to do. Park Ji-sang was there to take care of Mr. Kim as both mother and daughter left the hospital. Kim Group stock market is about to collapse. The president of Kim Group, who had always been dignified, looked very haggard and sighed. Regretfully, he was wrong to drive away his second daughter, but Mrs. Kim is his sore spot. His eyes filled with shame and it became dim. Miss Min was really calm and genuine lady, but her daughter is opposite of her. He had personally sent money, but you didn't take it. He had asked you to come back, but you didn't want it. You had been stubborn. He had watched you grow up and you do what you likes, not even suggesting him. As a dad, he would like to hear about you. Your one was also friendly when you called her sister and two brothers. From Kim family treated you good. However, Mr. Kim had always known that Mrs. Kim didn't like you. Mr. Kim shook his head, call Wine and tell her that I want to talk to her. Chesang was a little surprised. But sir, madam will not agree. Let's fight. I must not let anything happen to Kim Group. The company is all my painstaking efforts. Mr. Kim tried to express his self-esteem as a boss of a company. The power of power and wealth is deadly combination. By Jungkook's side, all he needed you to say a word. You received Chesang's call asking that your dad wanted to talk to you. At first, you deny, But Jason almost begged, and you asked them to come to your mother's cemetery for the sake of Jason. You considered to talk. Early morning, the weather was good. You wore casual dress, pant, and crop top. Open hair over shoulders, blowing by wind and shoes. Mobile tucked into parents' pocket, and you stood in front of tombstone of your mother, who you had no memory of. You cleaned the tombstone and put fresh flowers. The two bodyguards are assigned to follow you by June. The car came and bodyguard informed you. When Mr. Kim saw you with bodyguards, a trace of surprise flashed across his face. Shesang smiled, Miss Fine. You nodded at him. Mr. Kim held a handkerchief and cuff. I didn't expect that John Jungkook would be so good to you. He would even arrange bodyguards for you. You walked to Mr. Kim with sneer. This was really an unexpected. That man I met outside to treat better than Kim family. Mr. Kim coughed and Chisang rubbed his back off as he sat down. Miss Wyan, sir is still recovering, but he insisted to meet you. Looking at Mr. Kim's rapid coughing, your eyes curved with innocence. Oh, it's like that. Mr. Kim had a terrible look on his face and he stared at you. In the past, you were the one who would be most concerned about your family. You wanted him to die of anger. Mr. Kim had to endure just to negotiate with you. First, Mr. Kim went to put bunch of flowers over. He looked at the scene and sneered. I really didn't expect that you dare to come to see my mom's tombstone with flowers. Do you think I will forgive behalf of her? To put it bluntly, Mr. Kim often visits Miss Min's tombstone in the past as well. But now he suppressed his anger and listened your thorny words. Why, if I have a clear, concise for the family's sake, I have always treated you equally like Hunji. I don't know the details about your transfer of shares. So you want to say that this has nothing to do with you, don't you? You gritted your teeth. Unji is your precious daughter. You didn't stop her after knowing she did wrong to me, did you? What's the difference between being allowed to do and being indulged? No matter what, your father didn't believe in you and trust you at that time. He had deceived your mother as well. Mr. Kim was speechless and he scoffed. Forget it. It's meaningless to mention it now. Anyway, you owe Min family and me. I won't go too far in asking for anything. Mr. Kim's expression changed and his breathing became rapid. So, what do you want to talk to me about? Seeing your tough attitude, he didn't beat around the bush. I'm here to ask you today, do you really want Kim Group closed down and go bankrupt? Just in few days, its market value decreasing. You forced me to do that. You sat coldly. You won't dare to talk bad about you in the media again and again. And he, as a father, didn't stop her. His daughter trying to frame his other daughter. He let you know that he doesn't care about you and let you on do kind of thing. You are going against your own family just because you have John Jungkook to back up you. Mr. Kim hold back the bitter emotions so you have nothing to worry about and want to kill Kim Group, don't you? Wine, Kim Group is my life. I can't watch it go bankrupt. He patted his chest heavily. It's hovering on the edge of life and death. Do you want me to beg you to save Kim Group? Mr. Kim's roar echoed in the quiet cemetery, and you looked at him coldly. I have always been clear about what I want. Return what belongs to men group and explanation. You just want the shares, didn't you? Mr. Kim's body trembled. Do you think Kim Group hold 100% of the shares? In addition to my years of hard work and the effort of development, some of made contributions and those senior director, what do you know about business? To have employees, it's not just about giving them salary, what they had achieved and encourage them. Make our strategies about products and to improve market value. Each shareholders hold 5% shares to continue this big company. A girl who haven't even graduated and have zero idea about business, how can he give shares to you? You pursed your lips. This is your business. I just want to take back what I deserve on behalf of the Min family. Simple point, but hard to accept. Wine, then you have nothing to discuss, don't you? He asked for the last time. You shrugged your shoulders. It's extremely impossible for you to solve this matter if he didn't return half of the shares to Min Group. He had his own difficulties, but you also has your own standpoint. He deceived your biological mother. Do you want me to say my wife killed herself? He scolded, so you think that in order to prevent your wife from killing herself, I have to give up the Min Group's shares. You gritted your teeth. She is your wife. It has nothing to do with me whether she committed. She is your mother. His eyes were scarlet. He really doted on you once in a life, as you had always been very obedient since child, until you turned 15 years and fall in love with his son, and then incidents that happened at club that night. You laughed so ironically for this unrequited relationship with your dad's wife. She had never treated you as your daughter and even driven you out of Kim's house. Then why would you call as mother? Let's go. You said to bodyguards. Mr. Kim anxiously stops. You, why stop there? You continue to move towards car. Even you don't want to know when he started a business. Miss Min had done so much for this company, and I don't want to see this collapse just like that. For the sake of her, can you not defeat it? It's the last things we left by her. Your thought was a little sour. I have fulfilled my dream with her. This company is also a heart of Miss Min. Do you really want to destroy it?